Hi, it's me, Vamp 6x6x6x, and I have a review for Valkyr. Valkyr is technically not my best Warframe because Excalibur technically my best Warframe, but Valkyr is by all means the Warframe I use the most. If you look at my profile thing, as of right now, Valkyr the Warframe I use the most. In the end, there are two builds you can have with her that, most people go around. Maybe three, I don't know if people do paralysis builds nowadays, but you totally could, I suppose. People typically, though, do Warcry build or Hysteria builds. Hysteria builds make it so, it's their infinite, seemingly infinite Hysteria. I have a Hysteria build that's almost infinite Hysteria, but not quite infinite Hysteria. And then there's Warcry. Warcry builds are pretty cool. I actually have a Warcry build because, Goddess of War is mostly a Warcry build, but I do show Hysteria in it too. These are the stats once you rank up the ability to the max level 3. Let's go through them all. Rip line damages enemies by default. It's 600. Power range by default it's 75. You can use rip line either to, kind of just like point and press the button. And, you can go up in the air to get to places that you just can't jump to. Or you can actually, pull the enemy towards you, or, kill them if they have enough damage taken. Oh, and fun fact about Ripline, you can use it on your allies. So you can just pull your allies. That's pretty fun. Every now and then I do it just for fun. Don't know if it annoys people or not, but it's just a little fun. A little fun never hurt anyone. The next ability is Warcry. As you see, armor increase is in percent, 50%, power duration 15, power range meters 25, speed decrease 30%, speed increase 50%. Now that speed decrease for them is 30%, and speed increase for you and your team is 50%. Because this ability actually, within the range, you and anyone within range gets affected by Warcry. Now, how you and your teammates get affected is you get an armor increase and a speed increase. Now, how the enemies get affected is they get a speed decrease. No armor decrease, just a speed decrease, which overall is still very good. Let's move on. Next one, paralysis. Damage multiplier 3.5, knockback strength 1000, power range starts at 10 meters. Now paralysis just stuns enemies. You use the ability, I believe it costs like maybe 5 to 7 energy each time you use it, so it's very spammable. but it uses up a little bit of your shield every time you use it. I mean, Valkyr really doesn't care much about shield anyway, but keep that in mind. And it stuns the enemy for like a brief second. It really doesn't last for all that long. That's why most people don't do a build around it. But during that time they are stunned, they are susceptible to finishers. But I digress. Hysteria. Hysteria. Now, Hysteria might be one of the best abilities. As of making this video, she is just about invincible while in Hysteria. Any damage she takes, she doesn't take while in Hysteria. If she were to take damage, it just wouldn't happen. Most things can't knock her back. Every now and then, like an ancient whatever can knock her back, or one of those robots can, flip her in the air, but that's all he does. She just, comes back right away. Does damage to them, kills them, and she's on her way. So, yeah, and that's why many people build around Hysteria. Let's look at the stats. Damage by default, 250. Energy per second, 2.5. It's best to get that to 1 second or a little below if you can. Life steal percentage 5. That's correct. Every time you hit someone while in Hysteria, you get a percentage of however much damage you did to them back as health. So that's pretty cool. It's a built-in life steal, if you will. And then the power range meters is 5 seconds by default. So, yeah, overall, I like Valkyr a lot. I will admit, every once in a while, I have a tendency to get a little bit bored of Valkyr, but that's just my own personal thing. Now we're going to look at her stats by default, okay? What I mean by default is, without any mods on whatsoever. At level 30, these are her stats. 600 armor. Yes, you heard me. 600 armor. She's a tank character. 300 health, not max. That's about average, I believe. 150 power at max. 150 shield at max. 1.1 sprint speed, which, all those are pretty average, I feel like. The health might be a little bit more than the average bear, maybe. But the armor 600, that's definitely more than I think any other Warframe as of right now. But yeah, that is Valkyr, ladies and gentlemen. Later.